Hi, welcome back to Sarco showroom in Easton, Pennsylvania in this edition of Unload. Imagine back at the turn of the century, of course we're talking the 1900s now, armies across the world were looking to go from the revolver and step up into the semi-automatic pistol. Many of the European countries chose 32 or 9mm. Norway did some extensive testing from 1904 to 1911. They had decided on selecting a Colt semi-automatic in 38 Colt. However, they looked around and said, the United States just adopted the 1911 in 45. They purchased 300 from Colt and did more extensive testing on them and decided that the 45 was the way to go. And in August of 1914, they officially adopted the 1911 as their preferred sidearm. They wanted to manufacture them at the Kongsberg arsenal. However, the problem was FN and Belgium had the manufacturing rights to the 1911 in Europe. Through negotiations, the Norwegians were able to purchase a license to manufacture as many 1911s as they wanted for their armed forces. Gun was produced from 1914 to 1948. They did purchase some from Colt. In 1915, they purchased 400 for the Navy and an additional 300 for the Army in 1917. Total production from 1919, when manufacturing really took hold, to 1948 was about 32,800. When you look at the front side of it, the original guns produced before mass production, exactly a duplicate of the 1911. And if we look at this, when you look at the one side, sure enough, looks like a Colt 1911. This gun has the date of manufacture on it, 1941. But when you flip it over, you see the differences between the Colt and the Norwegian model. The biggest difference is the slide release. In 1914, models have an extended slide release. The script on it, rather than saying 45 ACP, is 11.25, which is the metric designation for the 45 Colt, model 1911 with the serial number. Another big change on this compared to the Colt is checkering on the hammer is different. And when you look at all the small parts, you'll see the last 3 digits of the serial number applied to them. Trigger, slide stop, safety, mainspring housing, which does differentiate it. But it's basically the 1911 just made by Norway. Of course, magazines, did they get them from Colt or did they make their own? They set up a production facility to produce their own magazines. They had to also set up a production line to produce 45 ACP ammunition. How long was it in service? It stayed in service until 1985, when it was replaced with the P80, or the military version of the Glock 17. This is an interesting piece of history. It also comes with an original holster. However, the holster, some enterprising GI cut the holster so it would fit on a GI belt. So we're looking at original holster, the original gun, and 2 original magazines. Now, just like a Colt 1911, you can send a Colt and get a factory letter for it. Looking through on the internet, you actually can get a letter of authenticity from the museum in Kongsberg. You can get that on the internet, so it'll be a nice addition to anyone's collection to have the original pistol made in 1941, holster, 2 mags, and with a little internet search, a certificate of authenticity and production from the museum. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like us, subscribe, give us a couple thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for future videos, just let us know. We'll see if we can get it on. Thank you for your time.